Hi, thanks for finding us at Our Stories. What follows is an example of what you would receive by entering one of our contests or by participating in one of our creative writing workshops with one of our instructors. We go through page by page of your short story, giving you opening thoughts and feedback about your story, page by page feedback, and closing thoughts about how your story may need to be improved. We find that this has worked extremely well for people who have entered into our contest, and we feel proud to provide this for everyone that enters into our contest, ensuring that everyone gets something and that your stories improve. I'll be chiming in now and then, but for now, just enjoy the music. It's important to notice here that I'm spending a lot of time on the first page because it's the first page that I tend to believe the short story is won or lost at other literary journals. At Our Stories, we read every single page and give feedback, but at other journals, the chances are likely that your manuscript will be recycled after this first page. So you know it's not unusual that someone will give 5, 6, 7, 8 comments. I went pretty overboard here, but I really was into the story and wanted to give a lot of feedback to it. After I've read the first 2 or 3 pages, I usually go back up to my opening comments and I take my time to really formulate what I see as the strengths and weaknesses are of the first few pages of the short story, which is extremely helpful in your revision. What I keep hitting upon inside of the short story is that the emotion that I am supposed to be feeling, I essentially, as the reader or audience, am not feeling it. And that's because it's not conveyed well. So a lot of the feedback that I'm giving is how to let that emotion seep through, how to convince an audience what is going on makes sense and feels passionate. Because at the moment, it's not working. It doesn't mean that it can't. It needs to be tweaked. This is a very tough piece to review because it was emotionally challenging. There was a lot of heightened dramatics that were inside of this short story, and I really wanted to let the author know that I understood what they were trying to do, but that the pitch was off. Just a word about the music that you're listening to. This is Zoe Keating from her album One Cello by 16. And I really love listening to her music while I'm reviewing or while I'm writing my own material because it can kind of sit in the background and inspire, but it doesn't challenge me to concentrate too hard on it, like, say, when I'm listening to some of my other favorite artists, like, say, Pink Floyd or Nirvana or, or whatever else. So go out and get some Zoe Keating. She's fantastic. This was very interesting. I ended up cutting a couple graphs and popping them in someplace else because I thought it actually made more sense someplace else. Sometimes as an editor you can see where really the writer may have intended to do things, and that's what I consider the short story review, as a sort of commune between a stranger and a writer, and where I'm just trying to make sure that they get their best work in here. So as you can see, I've now gotten to the end of the short story, and I'm composing all of my thoughts as to how to work with a final draft. The short story was good. It had lots of things that are very powerful in it, but I think in the end it needs a couple revisions. And so I'm just kind of giving the writer their final feedback here. Thanks so much for being with us at Our Stories. You can find out more at www.ourstories.us. This was a contest review and a workshop review, and we will be posting more videos shortly. Thank you very much.